Y'all know what it is, straight mackin', never lacking. It's Pimpin' Palm the Mackin' emoji. And right now it's finna get ruthless with this album review. I'm talking about them two OGs from Northern California, and we finna swarm ya. I'm talking about Joe Fresco and Black C from the RBL Posse. The album is called Ruthless and it's out now. Palm Tree, I honestly think that Black C and Joe Fresco together are a hell of a duo. Now, this new album, Ruthless, is the ultimate embodiment of West Coast hip-hop. G-Funk, hyphy, some for the gangsters, the players, the pimps, the hustlers. Just from the name alone, you can already tell that Eazy-E would have been very proud. There are so many tracks on here that pay really dope homage to the 90s era of West Coast rap, particularly Eazy-E and NWA. Sometimes in Joe Fresco's cadence, he definitely reminds me a lot of Eazy. Now, Black C from RBL Posse. RBL Posse is one of the dopest and most slept on groups out of the Bay Area, specifically San Francisco. Now, the legacy of RBL Posse truly lives through Black C, as he's the only surviving member of the group. Sadly, the other guys in RBL Posse, which were Mr. C and Hitman, were both killed way back in the 90s, so RIP to them. And when it comes to Joe Fresco, actually I was not that familiar with his music prior to listening to this project, but I had heard a couple fire verses from him on other projects I've reviewed, like his work with DJ Manifest, or his collaborations with Seattle rapper Anthony Danza, who's also on this tape, Ruthless. Now, Black C started catching my attention in the last couple years when he started appearing on tracks with Larry June. I think Black C and Larry have always had good chemistry together, and actually the next thing I would like to see is a Black C and Larry June collaboration album, if that's not already a thing. Whether you're in a gangster mood or a player mood, you want something to ride to, you want some funk for your trunk, I think you can find it on Ruthless. Again, this project provokes a lot of nostalgia from the 90s. Again, if you're from the West Coast, and it doesn't matter where, you know, one of my favorite songs off of this project is the one where they're like, I'm from Northern Cali, but I'm from SoCal, man. I'm from LA, and I'm riding around LA bumping this. Now, from the get-go, this album comes at you with some real G-Funk vibes. The song Dope Niggas just straight up makes me feel like I'm playing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I mean, it really just sounds like, you know, another cut off of the Chronic album or off of Straight Outta Compton. They come in Ruthless, same thing, you know, they coming in on that Atomic Dog sample, so you already know what time it is. I think the album flows really, really well because you got the songs Collar Poppin' and Not the Same. Both are with this singer named Cadence on the hook. I think these are both fire, man. Just, you know, being from the West Coast, you know, it's just what we do, man. They've really taken a sound that's been around for decades and perfected it. You know what I mean? Not the Same. I just love the way Cadence's vocal range. That dude really has a beautiful voice, and I wasn't familiar with him, but this is how underground artists really should look out for one another, man. Expose me to more talent. That's why y'all gotta come together. Now, the song Watch This featuring Dezzy Hollow is just so funky, man. That's definitely one of my favorite ones off the whole album. Then you got Keep It Player, again, keeps that same energy. So I just love riding to this, man. Every single time I've been listening to this album, well, the first time I listened to it, Joe Fresco sent it to me and I was on the flight. So I'm flying home from New York, and just like listening to that just made me feel good about touching back down home in California, man. Just landing in the West, knowing how we do it the best, you understand me? Then you go to Game Chose Me featuring my boy Anthony Danza, and I love how they freak that This Is How We Do It sample, man. It's like straight up, this whole album, Ruthless, is straight up a tribute to 90s West Coast hip-hop, man. And they just came together and did it so well, you know? Now, in case you weren't done with enough of what Black C and Joe Fresco already came with this whole project, then it still keeps it going on songs like Make It Funky and Stick to the Code. Because Stick to the Code is like, ooh, that's some classic Bay Area. Now, as far as features go, I was particularly excited to see Dubb here on the song Over and Over, because I really liked his feature on the song Plug before with Jay Worthy and London Drugs, you know what I mean? And as far as features that this album could have benefited from, I really would have personally loved to see like Jay Worthy on here, Ramirez on here, maybe Larry June, maybe Yellow Hill, just throwing out some ideas. I'm hoping to God that Joe Fresco and Black C put their heads together again for a Ruthless 2. So again, love this album. Definitely feeling this as one of my particular favorite collab albums of the summer. Well, that's it, Palm Tree. I hope you guys enjoyed this review for Joe Fresco and Black C, Ruthless. Let me know what you thought of the album in the comments. Also, let me know if there's any other music I need to be aware of. And if you need a review for your music, you already know, man. Hit me in the DMs. Until next time, peace, love, Palm.